Stage 3 of the Jayco Tour of Tasmania starts in Devonport, which is also the place to start your journey to experience the unexpected. Whilst you are here, take the time to visit the Don River Railway, the Art Gallery, and of course, the apples. Stage 3 of the Jayco Tour of Tasmania is from Devonport to Georgetown, which is famous as the birthplace of one of Tasmania's most famous cyclists, Danny Clark. It's 120 kilometres with 2 King of the Mountain climbs, but they're a long way from the finish, so they may not play much of a role on the stage. What perhaps will, though, is the 3 kilometres of dirt road section where the riders will have to be very cautious. The overnight leader, Brad Evans, holds a very narrow 3-second lead over Ben Hill, but the top 10 riders are spread over only 12 seconds.
The main thing out there today is going to be what the teams decide to do between Charter and ourselves. Obviously, we've got a race going for the NRS teams classification at the moment, so that's changing the race dynamic quite a bit.
That's one of our main goals. It's probably just as high priority for us as winning the Tour individually, to win the Tour in teams class, to really get on par with Avani going into the one-dayers.
As always in the Subaru National Road Series, it was a fast start, and with the first intermediate sprint only 3 kilometres into the stage, it was on from the drop of the flag.
I stopped out the sprint a bit, but still managed to get second and put me 1 second behind Brad.
While the racing was aggressive, the scenery was as impressive as the peloton descended down to the Rubicon River. As the peloton approached the first of the 2 King of the Mountain climbs of the stage, it was once again Lucas Hamilton that went on the attack, chasing the time bonuses up on offer.
When Lucas Hamilton hit it, I was able to follow up the hill, and I got a bit overconfident actually and tried attacking him, which was a bad move, and he rolled around me, but I picked up another 2 seconds and put me into the virtual lead. But I had to go so deep to do it.
As they descended off the second King of the Mountain climb, the race had split into 2, and it was Ben Hill that was caught out, left back in the second group, but his Charter Mason teammates rallied around him and they started to mount a chase as they came onto the dirt section.
We didn't panic, we just gave it all we could across the dirt there and managed to shut the gap down even more, and we got across, which thankfully saved our team's class and saved our tour again.
Just after the halfway mark of the stage, all of the hard work done by Charter Mason had paid off and the race was all back together. As the peloton eased, 3 riders decided to go off the front. They came across the Batman Bridge and around and up onto the East Tamar Highway. The gap was out to 1 minute and 50 seconds and Morgan Smith had a plan.
What's a plan? To win, mate. What are you talking about?
And we built up a pretty good gap. We're about 50k to go, I think, at that stage, and then we kind of said to each other, let's put it out to 2 minutes, 1.5, and we'll try and hold it there until they start riding it back. When they started riding it back, we started pushing up the tempo, and it come down to 30 seconds, up to 40, down to 20. But the 3 of us worked well together, I thought, and we held on until about just under 10k to go until it come back for a bunch of kicks.
They came around the final turn and African Wildlife Safaris were setting up their fast man, Michael Schweitzer, and he hit out with 300 metres to go, but Dan Fitter was able to come on the inside of him and sprint through for a great stage victory.
Is he going to take it out? As they hit the line, it's tight, and it's Dan Fitter.
It was really hairy coming through the last corner. They were ripping into it super fast, and it was a bit unsure about whether we'd all make it through in one piece. And then just in the last few hundred metres of the race, I got a big run out, and I was just so lucky that there was the gap up the inside towards the barriers and it didn't get closed, and I just got a perfect run down the inside to claim the victory over Schweitzer on the line. It was a very close win.
After an exciting stage, it was the local man Wes Salzberger third, just behind Michael Schweitzer, and winning the stage was Dan Fitter. Schweitzer's final sprint performance was enough to have him hold on to the sprint leaders competition. Lucas Hamilton, picking up the first of the 2 King of the Mountains, ensured he stretched his lead in the King of the Mountain jersey competition. Once the dust had settled and all the times had been calculated, we had a new race leader in Ben Hill, only 0.3 of a second ahead of Brad Evans.
That was a really big ride from the team again, and I definitely wouldn't be in this position without him.